I mean, think about the movement for transgenderism. Um, you know, the very idea. I mean, it's yeah. But back in the day, that's why so many people have trouble with it because it's breaking boundaries. But we live in a world where boundaries all over the place. Everything's fluid. Speed and control, everything's fast, 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 and we feel like we need stuff fast, 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 fast. That's the way our mind works. We want it, and we want it now, and it gives us quick control over stuff. But also, that quick control can means that we also don't have patience anymore, right? I want now. Give me that lecture. Give me that lecture. I want my lecture now. Okay. And then dispersal, obviously, computer, internet disperses people. We live in a fragmented society where, you know, my office is right next to Miss Love's office, but it's easier to email her than to actually walk over and talk to her because that would be hard. But we can move, we can be together online technologically. We are no longer isolated as we once were. We at least we can do Skypes, all sorts of different things. We're no longer think about physical proximity the way we used to. And then establishing authenticity is sort of the last thing that Brahma talks about. And that is because, we can be whoever we want to be. Sometimes if you want to, persuade folks, you have to show that you're authentically who you say you are. And that, like if you're posting in news groups or blogging or everything like that, you want to establish your credibility oftentimes through talking the talk of that particular group, just linking it to so-called real-world experience. But that's sort of what's the big takeaway? That's sort of the end of this very first lecture. It's only 30 minutes long, but I just wanted to really cover and try to give you a sense of media and consciousness as it relates to Walter Ong, but also why our author puts all this stuff in here. And the big takeaway is, come on, you can do it. There it is, Play-Doh. I love Play-Doh. Play-Doh, modeling compound. It's clean and non-toxic, just like this class. Look at that little kid. You can make a little clown, you can make an elephant, you can make a donkey. What's a donkey? Ooh, that's a political message there. Republicans, Democrats, clowns. He's trying to change the clown, I guess. That's interesting. You could do a whole paper on that. But in any case, the idea here generally is that we have these cultures: oral, literate, electronic, new media. We have certain media that are the most, pervasive within those cultures. For oral, it's face-to-face communication. In literate, it's printing because of Gutenberg. For electronic, it's television and radio. For new media, it's the internet. Because of that medium, it shapes and frames, it models us, it molds us, it shapes our relationships with one another. So in an oral culture, those relationships are immediate. I'm grunting, you're grunting, everybody's grunting, but the grunting's right there. In literate, we are separated from the sender because I can read them, I don't have to be next to J.K. Rowling and read a Harry Potter book. That'd be cool. I want her to read to me as I go to bed. Electronic, sense of participation. That's sort of the sender-receiver relationship. I am participating in your life. I'm part of Mayberry. I am part of Central Perks. I am part of the apartment that you live in where I watch you do whatever it is that you do. I am, and particularly with reality TV that isn't real, because once you put it on TV, it ain't real. Nothing's real. This isn't real. There's actually I just saw this in the news. There's a sort of a Matrix type of thing. There's this gamer dude who says there is a small, slight chance that we are all in a video game played by some sort of funky, almighty alien. E.T. phone. Okay, and then new media are the relationship is interactive. We're constantly interacting with one another. And then all this stuff, the media impacts the relationships and how we communicate, but also how we think. It molds and shapes how we think. In oral, we cannot conceive ideas outside of the immediate thought and immediate experience. In the literate, it's more linear thought and abstract thought. By the way, we bring all these stuff with us. So abstract and linear is still with us. It's not like we threw away everything. And we still have face-to-face interactions, very obviously. In the electronic or thinking style is vicarious experience, participating via media, and that is so we think via media logic. And then, and this is very close to new media, just non-linear, the whole thing of any sort of grand narrative of all this makes sense in a very particular way. Everything that we thought that made sense, or this is the way it always was, this is the way women were supposed to behave, this is the way men were supposed to behave, this is the way dogs were supposed to behave, all that is gone. And which means what we need to understand is how persuasion has functioned and worked within all these various cultures, but they were impacted by the culture, because the culture is impacted by the mediums used within those cultures, which impacted the sender-receiver relationships, and then sort of constructed for us the thinking styles. You got it? Yeah, I think you do. The next part of the chapter starts talking about persuasion and culture. It moves to talking about what culture is in the first place. It talks about Marshall McLuhan, who's a very important person. Talks about Postman, who is a very important person to know. Then we move into all this stuff about post-industrial culture, postmodern condition, and then they finally, after that, get into defining persuasion. And then after that, they finally get into persuasion in the media age and talking about all the different characteristics of persuasion in the media age. It talks about objectives for persuaders. This is such a long, long chapter. Implications for audience members. So continue to read that. I'll cover more of that stuff later on. But know that this Ong stuff is really, really important. It helps sort of contextualize theoretically all this stuff. Take care. I will see you on the flip side. Next time I see you, I'll be on the road. Right? And this is going to be the last lecture with Ben. Because, well, no, because I'm coming back. So maybe not. But in any case. So, what do you think about persuasion, Finnegan? What's your favorite thing about persuasion? I think he wants a belly rub, so I'm going to let you go. Take care.